Hi there, so I'm coming on camera today to talk about my miscarriage, my second miscarriage. For some reason I've been putting off this video for ages. It's been a week now, maybe over a week since we found out that it was definitely a miscarriage again, although the bleeding probably started like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago. Obviously this was my second miscarriage, so as soon as I had some bleeding, the first thing I thought was like, I'm having another miscarriage. That was in my gut. I think that's what I knew what was happening. But there were obviously loads of people do have bleeding in pregnancy and then continue to have normal pregnancies. Some people still even have periods all the way through their pregnancy. So there was a little bit of hope that it might not be a miscarriage. But as I didn't have any bleeding at all with Rosalie and had a successful pregnancy with her, I think deep down I knew that it was a miscarriage again. I don't really know why I've been putting off filming this. I don't know, I guess it's just been hanging over me and I haven't wanted to sit down and talk about it really. But I'm going to today. Now it's sort of done, I just want to, close that chapter with the book and put that behind me. So I need to do this video to kind of move on and stop having it sort of hanging around. So what happened? So I started bleeding on the Wednesday and I went to the doctors straight away because obviously I thought that was happening. So on the Thursday I went to the doctors, but they wouldn't. It was just brown to start off with, but it did get darker and sort of became more like a normal period. I went to the doctor on the Thursday and asked if I could have a scan. I hoped that if I had a scan earlier enough. When I had the scan the first time with the first miscarriage, by the time I went to the scan, because it was over a week later, they couldn't see anything. So whatever had happened, the baby had like sort of passed through. It had already left and there was no signs of pregnancy in my womb at all, which did make me feel kind of strange, because obviously you don't have any tests at the doctors, they just take your word for it these days. And I mean, I knew I was pregnant because I'd done those positive pregnancy tests, but I did feel like they were like, oh, well, you're not even pregnant. Like I'd made it up or something. I did feel like that after coming out of the emergency gynecological clinic. It did make me feel like it was like some phantom pregnancy that I just imagined. So I hoped that if I went earlier along, they would be able to at least see something, but the earliest they could scan me was the following Tuesday, so that was like a whole 4 days later. No, 6 days later, so nearly a week. And by then, when I did go to the hospital to be scanned again, there was nothing showing. My bleeding was nowhere near as bad as it was with the first miscarriage, which makes me think that I know for a fact I wasn't as far gone. I thought I was 11 weeks last time, whereas this time I thought I was only 6 weeks. Nothing sort of come out. Like the first miscarriage, I did pass a big lump of stuff, literally the size of my palm, but nothing like that happened this time. It was just like a normal period really, no blood clots or anything like that at all. So I went for the scan on the Tuesday, they couldn't see anything, and so afterwards I had the blood test to see what was happening, to show that I was pregnant and what was happening with my hormone levels. They did the blood test, but even the first time I had the first lot of blood tests, even she basically said that she thinks it's a miscarriage already because my hormone levels were so low. They didn't show that it would be a successful pregnancy. They were too low to show that. So basically the doctor told me it was 2 days later on the Thursday that it was a miscarriage, but I had to wait for the second. I still had to go and have another blood test and get the results of this second blood test, which then the levels had gone down a lot by then, so they could show that it was a definite miscarriage. Yeah, so that's really it. I've decided now that I'm not going to try again. Obviously we started trying again straight away after the last miscarriage, and now we've had another miscarriage. I don't know if it is related. The doctor did say that there isn't, because I've had 2 miscarriages, my chance of having a third miscarriage I know aren't more, if you know what I mean. The chance of me having another miscarriage is the same, whether I start trying straight away or whether I wait a month. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but I have decided to like give my body a break, to have have a period, at least one period, so that I know where I'm at and I can record properly my dates. Yeah, so I'm just going to take a few months off from trying to conceive. We've booked a holiday, so we're going to be going away in May. I had hoped to go in March or April, but May works best for us, with taking time off work and things. I'm just going to enjoy myself over the next couple of months, go out with my friends and get drunk, because I'm not going to be able to do that when I am pregnant, see everyone, and yeah, just generally have a good time before we start trying again for another one. As you can see, I've had my hair cut. I thought I'd go for a little bit of a change. Yeah, a little bit of a makeover, new me, fresh start and all that. So yeah, at the moment I'm feeling quite positive. We've got a lovely holiday to look forward to, just the three of us. I'll tell you more about that in another video, because I'm probably going to do some planning videos relating to that. My skin has been horrendous for all my pregnancies, as you know if you read my updates. So I'm hoping that by giving like my skin a chance to settle down, and hopefully sort of, I'm a bit fat as well because I just feel all bloated and gross. Haven't been breastfeeding to get rid of it all and lose all those calories. Yeah, I'm just going to concentrate on myself, try and get back to normal, and then in a few months we'll start trying again. So yeah, it's pretty shitty. 2 miscarriages down. If any of you have encountered something similar and want to talk about it, I was very angry and upset at first, and I felt like, I don't want to badmouth him on the internet, but I didn't feel like Nick was that bothered. He was just like, oh well, we'll try again. And I don't know, I just felt like I don't know what I needed, but I didn't feel like he was giving it to me, whatever it was. But I've spoken to and my mum's never had a miscarriage as well, so she doesn't really get it. She's like, you should have waited a month, and I don't know, no one, unless you've been through a miscarriage, no one really understands what that means. I talk to my mum about everything, but I don't know, unless she just doesn't get it. My mother-in-law has had a miscarriage, and I find her much more easier to talk to about it because she does understand what's happened. She gets it, and I've spoken to so many people on social media and on the internet, and people have commented on my blog posts, because the blog posts have been up for a while. I kind of did those straight away. I just couldn't face coming on camera and talking about it. I don't know why, but anyway, here I am. But the support I've had from people on social media has been amazing, and so many of you have been through it, and so many of you have shared your stories with me, which I really, really appreciate, because it just gives me hope that, you know, we will have another baby one day. And it's also nice knowing that other people have also been through it and they've got over it. So yeah, that's that. I'm just trying to be positive now and concentrate on having lots of fun family times over the next few months before we start trying again. If any of you have had a similar experience and you want to talk to me about it, feel free to message me or email me. All my details are in the bar below, so you'll be able to get in contact with me. But I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all sorts, all of them. So you'll be able to find me. Thank you for watching, and I hope that in a few months I'll have some good news to share with you all.